Right, so we've been doing proportions, and really the good thing about proportions is you kind of solve them all the same way. You start by figuring out what you're comparing, then you write it in a proportion, then you cross multiply. So it's always kind of the same steps. It's just that each one is a little bit different. So we're going to work on measurement conversions. Now, in the past you may have had to memorize some measurement conversions, but in 6th grade we actually don't have to. They're going to generally give us a chart to start with, and so we'll be able to use our chart, and they want us to solve it using a proportion. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. So here's the how-to. First, you set up a proportion, find the conversion on the chart, or use what they give you. Sometimes it'll be written in a sentence, and then you solve for the missing piece. This is the example that I've already worked out for you in your notes, so just look up here for a second. Okay, it says there are 12 inches in 1 foot. How many inches are in 8 feet? Okay, so we're going to start with what are we comparing? What are we comparing?
12 inches and feet.
We are comparing inches and feet. So I'm going to start by writing
Inches over feet.
yes, inches over feet. Inches over feet. Okay, so look, these are the two that go together because this is what it gives us. So let's start by writing those two first. So we have 12 inches over 1 foot. Those are the two that go together. That's the first ratio. And then it says how many inches are in 8 whats? Feet. So it's 8 goes next to inches or feet? Feet, right? Okay, please watch with your body. Okay, so what goes above the 8?
X.
An X. Exact same thing we've been doing. So then we're just going to cross multiply. We have 1x equals, what's 12 times 8? 96 is also in your notes. Then we could go through and divide by 1, but you already know that's just going to be x equals 96. But let's label it. It's 96 whats?
96 feet. Inches. Feet.
It's next to inches right here. So it's 96 inches. So this one says, and this one is on the inside of your foldable, if you'll be there. It says the LMS quarterback runs 25 yards to score a game-winning touchdown. If 1 yard equals 36 inches, how many inches did the quarterback run? All right, so let's start with what are we comparing? Yards to inches. Write this with me, okay? Yards to inches. And let's put the two that go together. So we have 1 yard equals 36 inches. So 1 goes next to yard, 36 goes next to inches. And then all we have to figure out is where does 25 go? Next to yards or inches? Yards, because that's what it says. Equals 25 yards. What goes underneath the 25? X. What's the next step? Cross multiply. Cross multiply. So 1x equals, and this is where you can pull out your handy dandy calculator if you'd like, 25 times 36. Raise your hand when you have the answer. Sue Ann? I'm sorry? 900 is correct. Okay? So that is going to be 900 what?
900 yards.
Look, it's next to inches.
What?
It's next to inches, right? So it's 900 inches. All right, then we have MJ. And MJ walks 29,040 feet. How many miles did he walk? So here's our comparison. It's right here where it says hint. 1 mile equals 5,280 feet. So what are we comparing? Miles to feet. We have 1 mile, 5,280 feet. Then what does 29,040 go next to? Feet. 29,040 goes right here. What goes above it? X. Good. Okay, cross multiply. So we have 5,280x equals 29,040. Now we are going to have to do a little work to solve this one. Line up our equal sign, box the x, divide by what number? Are you writing this? 5280 on both sides. X equals, who's got the answer? I know some of you are ahead of me. You don't have a calculator? There's one right here you can use. I don't know where they've gone. Thank you. Who's got the number? Yes.
5.5.
Yeah, it's 5.5. And it's 5.5 what?
Miles.
Good. It's next to miles. So it's 5.5 miles. 5.5 miles. All right, so we have Jessica. She uses 4.5 feet of fabric to make a pillow. How many inches is the pillow? Okay. So we start with our hint. 12 inches equal 1 foot. That's what we're comparing. So we write inches to feet. 12 to 1. Everybody with me so far?
Yes.
Okay. Now, 4.5 goes next to inches or feet? Feet. 4.5. Now, some of you are going to be bothered because I'm about to put a fraction on top of a fraction. But don't worry. It's fine to do that. So what we have is x over 4.5. Because we're going to cross multiply anyways. So now all we're going to do is cross multiply. We have 1x equals, and I'm going to write it out instead of multiplying it out, 12 times 4 1/2, because we need to work that one out. Okay? And I'm going to drop off the 1 if y'all are okay with that, because you know it's the same as x. Equals, and then we'll put 12 over 1 times, we're going to make 4.5 improper. What does that look like when we make it improper? Yeah, good. 9 over 2. Somebody's with me. So we multiply here and we add there. 4 times 2 is 8 plus 1 is 9. We bring down the denominator. Blah, easy for me to say. 9 over 2. Okay, please stop doing that. Then we multiply straight across. X equals, anybody know what 12 times 9 is?
108.
Good, 108 over 2. 1 times 2 is 2. Then we just need to divide 2 into 108. We get x equals 54. And it's 54 what?
54
Inches. You see it? Because it's next to inches. That's how we know. 54 inches. All right, we're going to go ahead and work these two together because I want you to see the work that I want to see on your paper when you're doing these. So look at this one about the boy and his, what?
36-inch snake.
Snake. I hate this question because I don't like snakes. All right, so a boy found a 36-inch snake in his house. If 1 foot equals 12 inches, how many feet long is the snake? So let's start with, what are we comparing? Feet to inches. We're comparing feet to inches. Okay, and let's get the two that go together. We have 1 foot equals 12 inches. 1 foot to 12 inches. And 36 goes next to inches. Please write everything that I'm writing up here on your paper because this is what I want them to look like. And what goes above the 36? X. Good. We're going to cross multiply. So we have 36 equals 12x. I probably did that backwards. If you have 12x equals 36, that's fine. As a matter of fact, I'll fix that because that might confuse some people. 12x equals 36. All right, box the x. Divide by 12. X equals, how long is the snake? 3, and it's 3 what? 3 feet. We need to make sure we label it. It's 3 feet. Okay, so on the back, it's just straight conversions. So this one says 48 ounces equals blank pounds. So we are comparing ounces to pounds. Ounces to pounds. Okay, and so they gave us 48 ounces equals blank pounds. So that's going to be where our x goes. 48 over x. Okay, and then we have to look at our chart. So we find our conversion chart where it says ounces to pounds. Now it could say pounds to ounces. It could be in the opposite order, but we can still solve it the same way. Okay, so ounces to pounds, 16 to 1. So we put 16 over 1. And then what do we do? Divide? Not yet. Cross multiply. 16x equals 48. Line up the equal sign. Box the x. Divide by 16. X equals, what's 48 divided by 16? 3. And it's 3 whats?
3 ounces.
3 pounds. And if you want to just write your answer back up in the answer blank, 3 pounds.